Greetings everybody, and just checking the microphone was working. Welcome back to the landscape. So, as has been very well documented on this channel, I don't spend money on photography just for the sake of it. I spend money on photography generally to try and solve a problem that's mine to solve, of course. Now, a little while ago, I had an incident with my Sigma FPL. The way in which I used the camera was such that if I was in heavy precipitation, then there was a bit of a danger that its ability to deal with that situation wasn't great, or at least it was compromised. And I've taken some corrective action. I've already produced a video to describe the situation and the action that I took. I'll leave a link to that video in the description. However, it got me thinking. And it got me thinking because if I was ever in a position where that camera failed on me, or my actions caused it to fail on me, then I'm a bit stuck. I've got a bag full of L-mount lenses that effectively I can't use. Additionally, the FPL's a fantastic camera for landscape photography. It's probably a fantastic camera for other genres of photography as well. But as predominantly a landscaper, I found it to be a fantastic tool out in the landscape. It's not a run and gun camera. Although, having said that, I have used it for a bit of street photography, and when it's married up with a fast prime lens, I think you can use it to run and gun. For those of you not familiar with that term, basically bring the camera up, or lean on the autofocus and take the picture. I'm not that kind of photographer anyway. But there's also been situations where, I don't know, I've been in a group of people and the group of people are moving along. Like I say, I'm running a workshop and we see a fantastic scene, I don't know, a rainbow or something like that. So I go around and I help everybody and make sure that they're all happy. And it would be great to have a camera that I could just raise to my face, lean on the autofocus, lean on the stabilization, do all of those things and grab an image. I could probably do it with the FPL, but I haven't got all of those functions and features that I just mentioned. The FPL rewards you for being deliberate and being careful with what you're doing. That's why I like it so much. So, what I wanted, or what I was looking for, was an L-mount camera, so I could use all my L-mount lenses, that was more of a general purpose camera, but would be suitable for landscapes, would be suitable for playing in workshops. If I ever got invited to a motorsport event, I could, marry it up with a big long lens. There are various other situations that a more general purpose camera would be suited to. Now, I have still got my Olympus system, which is a brilliant system. But in order for me to be able to have that as a backup, I needed to bring it and I needed to bring all the lenses that went with it. What the ideal situation was to have a camera system where I've just got the camera, the lenses that I've got are the lenses that I've got, and I could just carry on using them. So, new to me is a Panasonic S5 II. I did consider the S1, in fact I considered the S1R, but I'd read some unfavourable comments relating to its autofocus system. And if I ever did get invited to a motorsport event or anywhere where the autofocus is going to be relied upon, I didn't want to be in a position where I struggled. Also, the S5 II, this is a second-hand camera, was a little bit cheaper. So yeah, new to me, a Panasonic S5 II. Now, I'm at a location today. It's a bright, sunshiny day, not exactly ideal landscape photography weather, but I have been itching to give this camera a try. So that's what we're going to go and do. We're going to go and have a play with my new purchase, my Panasonic S5 II, which is lovely. Little flippy screen, eyepiece. Remember, I have to use reading glasses. I've had a browse through the menus. I think I've got it set up the way that I want it set up. I've had a play with the quick menu set up. I think I've got that set up the way I want it set up. The only way to find out is to get out there and have a play. So there's some rather groovy looking rocks over there with some surf crashing over them. So let's go and get into position and go and have a play. I shall see you out there. So before we take any images, I do want to make the point that this isn't about creating fantastic images that are going to get added into a portfolio. The purpose of today's exercise is to validate the camera and also validate the setup. You know, is there any functions or features that I can't get at quickly enough, or do I need to alter the quick menu, or, you know, or, so that if I'm ever in that situation where I have to use it, I've got the confidence that it's set up in a way that it works for me. So as you can see, I've got my Sigma 70-200 f2.8 DGDN OS mounted on the front of the camera. That's because my subject, which is these rocks sticking out of the ocean and the waves crashing over them, they are quite a considerable distance away from me, and I don't fancy slipping on all of this seaweed. So in this bright sunlight, it's going to be next to impossible for me to show you the back of the camera. The camera has a level meter, which is darned useful. I've already used the quick menu to have a look at, sorry, just concentrating, have a look at, what was I going to say, frame ratio. So I've deliberately selected 16:9. Oh, it'll go tighter still actually. 65:24. Really? Oh well, let's give it a go. So using that, I should actually be able to go in even tighter. Oh yeah. So there's a feature I really like. Let's do manual focus. Yeah, manual focus is fine. I think it's just a case of, oh hang on, let's have a look at, so our ISO 100, we are, oh, how do you change, oh hang on, the aperture's on the lens, isn't it? So f11, 3/20th of a second, I'm underexposing. How do I change the display? Ah, there we go. So now I can see a histogram. Yeah. Now then, we're going to do a 2-second timer. Yeah. That's interesting. The quick menu's not coming up anymore. Why? And this is good, right? This is all about learning how to use the darn thing and get the best out of it. I think I'm in a display mode that it doesn't like. It won't show me the quick menu. Either that or there's an issue with the lens. What What I don't know is whether I'm on a 2-second timer or not. I don't think so. Oh, no, I'm not, because that's on a dial up here. Aha, I forgot about that. Right. The C's not doing a huge amount. Oh, there we go. Ah, yes, we took a picture. We took a picture, woohoo! Let's have a look. Okay, so quick menu aside, that worked. So, as you can see, one of my challenges is not having myself in shot because the sun's right behind me. There's also lots of rocks with seaweed on them. Right, so my subject is this black stone and these collections of pebbles around them and the juxtapositions of these two. Very similar shapes, very similar patterns, with our main subject right in the middle. Right, so I've moved you back a bit so that you can see everything that's going on. Again, I can't show you the back of the camera because it's just too bright. Predominantly, I've been changing the frame size to figure out what sort of frame actually works for the subject. And I think it's going to be a 3x2, and I don't know. I'm having to ignore the level meter as well and just frame it up so it looks proportionally correct. I still think I will probably trim that in software. Focus. I'm going to focus on the rock. And what's lovely is this camera's actually got a depth of field preview built in. It's not a button I have to assign, so yep, that's cool. I quite like that. Yeah, okay. The one thing I don't like about this particular camera is when I manually focus, I get that digital zoom, which enables me to check focus. But on my Sigma, once I stop manually focusing, within a few seconds, it goes back to the normal viewfinder. This doesn't do that. I actually have to half press the shutter button, or if I was using the touchscreen as an exit option. So that's a bit, but hey, that's just something else to get used to. I am at f20. Histogram looks good. It'd be lovely if the sun would just go behind that cloud over there. So I am going to wait for that. Nah. The cloud that was coming along, it's dissipated. It's not going to do it. So we'll just do it in bright sunshine. Right. Aperture effect on, shutter speed effect off. That's fine. That's fine. Right. Oh, 2-second timer. Oh, that's because it's on a dial. So on the Sigma, 2-second timer is within the menu. On here, it's on a dial. No, that's the interval. I think that's the 2-second timer right there. Just something else to get used to. Right. Click. Excellent. I don't particularly like the beeper, but there we are, never mind. Maybe I can go into the menu and get rid of the beeper. So that's cool. I think that's validated what was going on with this lens and this camera, which is excellent. Right. I think I'm going to leave this video right there because I could carry on playing with this all day, but the video would go on for hours and I think you guys would be incredibly bored. It has been a useful exercise. As I said at the beginning, I did go through the menu at home and sorted out the most obvious things. As you've seen, I have learned some stuff today, and I think it's probably in different situations I should probably swap between the FPL and this camera and just, you know, keep that journey going, so that, as I said, if I'm ever in a situation where I do need to use it in anger, I can just go with it. I think there are going to be things that trip me up. So for instance, forgetting that the 2-second timer is on a dial rather than in a menu option. So those, you know, those little foibles, I'm just going to have to learn to deal with those. But overall, the experience has been really positive, and I've actually really enjoyed using the camera. So I think that's all I'm going to say, otherwise I'm going to ramble. If you like landscape photography and you've liked this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you've got any questions about the Panasonic and compatibility with other L-mount lenses, do let me know in the comments below, and I'll do my best to answer them. If you're not already a subscriber and you like landscape photography, please consider becoming a subscriber. It's free and you can unsubscribe at any time. So this one's a bit gear related, but there we go, never mind. But until we're back out in the landscape again, everybody take care, stay safe, stay well, and look after each other. Bye for now. I'm going to go and find some more subjects to play with and probably witter to myself. Yeah, well done Panasonic. Very nice camera.